People all around me. But it's not real.
I was stuck in the dark.
One of the biggest attempts to cope is, I'm gonna be alone.
You know, I've seen shit too.
It got me, like, really deep.
This tour was about coming to Parliament Hill.
It allowed me to show the decision makers of this country exactly what my experience was like. You know, here with you guys, I don't feel alone anymore.
It is showing very point A to B what wounding looks like and what a solution looks like.
14 degrees right now in Ottawa. Winds coming from the southwest, 3 kilometers per hour.
Therapy usually happens one-on-one behind closed doors, but a group of veterans are now battling their demons on stage. In the play Contact Unload, former soldiers relive their experiences on the battlefield as a way to help adjust back to civilian life. The play is being staged today at the War Museum. One might think that watching soldiers reenact some of the most painful experiences on the warfield might be deeply disturbing and uncomfortable. Why did you decide to turn something like this into a play?
One of the key stories that we're presenting is Tim's story. He had to make a decision from afar. Like, he was several kilometers away from the site. There was an attack.
There was nothing I could do.
So Tim is on the headsets trying to decide. He's hearing mixed messages.
I had to tell them no one was coming.
And they hear that there's someone on a roof with an RPG.
The pilots asked, do we engage?
And then all of a sudden, Tim has to make the decision to try to eliminate what we believe is the enemy.
What was I supposed to do? The guy had an RPG, of course. Neutralize the target. They cut the fucker in half. I ordered him killed. But that guy on the roof, he was the informant. Our men were dying painfully on the ground. I was denying them hope of survival. And then I killed our only hope. This is exactly what I deserve.
This theater piece is representative of how long I spent suffering alone and in darkness.
Listen, man, injury's injury.
There's guys much worse off than me. I don't need this shit.
Up to that point for 7 years, I was frozen on that day. I moved through life like a robot. It took me 4 months before I could stand in a grocery store lineup without getting seething rage.
There's people all around me. But it's not real. None of this is real. Going fucking shopping, $100 shoes, $1,000 purses. No one gives a fuck about your goddamn Starbucks coffee if it's not 180 fucking degrees. Fuck!
While it's alarming and people in the front row, ooh, this is a beautiful point. This is the point of bouncing back into community, despite that it looks a bit rough around the edges.
You don't have a clue! It's not real! Afghanistan, that was real. It was something. When I was there, I was something. I was alive.
How do you know it's therapeutic for these veterans? How do you know that it's actually not causing more pain for them?
That's a great question. Of course, some of the guys do get triggered when the stories are told, and we replay that scene in a therapeutic way so that we can help inform the audience that there are ways of healing using this group therapy process.
Tell us what happened.
Therapeutic enactment is like Shawshank Redemption level of emotion. It's the most multimodal integrative therapy I've ever encountered, besides maybe ayahuasca, and it is just the absolute state of transformation.
Look at him, Tim. Look at yourself. Do you want him to feel better?
I need him to feel better.
Okay, but no, you said this guy has to suffer for the rest of his life. Or can you forgive him?
I want to, but I don't know if I can.
Because people made space for me when I was hurting, I know A, what it means to do that for somebody else, and B, I'm comfortable sitting in the pain.
So here we are on Parliament Hill, being in the nation's capital, in front of some of our MPs and some of our decision makers, policy makers. This is where we want our voices to be heard.
The Army told us to look after each other, did it not?
Performing contact unload in Parliament, it allowed me to show the decision makers of this country exactly what my experience was like in a way that is so visceral.
There's people all around me.
I forced them to feel it.
$100 shoes, $1,000 purses.
They didn't have a choice.
It's not real!
In the cities and farms, the mothers are openly weeping.
The emotion was so raw and so real, and it was really effective, the way he presented that.
Their children know better because they have their band of brothers.
The gift that this production has given me is letting the emotion out. I can finally let it go.
And war doesn't matter to them, they fight for more. Oh, down by the river, there's just the sound of the water. And over the hills is the thunder and crashing of war. And the souls of the fallen are leaving and rising to heaven. How they will need to be fighting their brethren no more. No, no, if you hear this song, well, it just might make you wonder.